may be shaping up to be one of the best opening rounds anybody's ever had in a major championship. He obviously has found something mentally to change his approach, or his whatever his feelings or thoughts were, taking the heat off, basically taking the pressure off himself to just go out and play. It's worked beautifully today.
Rory was talking earlier in the week about a couple majors. I mean, won the U.S. Open by 8, the PGA Championship 10 years ago. Kiewel won that by 8. So you can't really plan going in to have a week like that. But if you get off to a fast start and you have belief and confidence in your game, then you know you can push and extend your lead. I mean, it's got to be kind of scary now for the rest of the field. They know he's capable of it. We haven't seen it in a while in a major.
Right.
But he's already at 6 under with a 3-shot lead in this first round, and it's just, like you said, just going to get tougher this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, it's way too early to make any kind of bold predictions. But yes, he obviously is.
He has that gear.
He sure does. He's done it. If he did it once, yeah, you go, oh, that was awesome. Well, he did it twice. Won by 8 twice. That's a different level. And
that being said, that was a decade plus ago.
Yeah, it was a decade ago. So maybe this is the rekindling of Rory's. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if he went on, if he did win this week, or even if he didn't win this week, but he went on and started winning majors again, because there's not many people that can do what he's doing so far today and make it look like he's making it look. It's not, he really hadn't done anything, like out of the ordinary. I mean, he hadn't made a bunch of long bombs or chipped in or.
No, he's made a bunch of putts in 5 to 15 feet.
Yeah, he's just done the way you're supposed to.
How about this? The last 2 rounds that Rory McIlroy has put together in majors. Remember that 8 under 64, the Masters. So this is last 32 holes in majors. He's 14 under par.
That's very impressive. That doesn't happen very often either. That is golfing his ball. He's still got some shots to hit here to finish up today, but so far it's been really, really impressive.
And 2 observations here, fellas, from the 6th tee. You can't really feel the wind. You kind of tucked back in here in this intimate setting. And so you have to look in the trees and you have to trust that it's there, because you can see the flag up by the green. It's whistling. And then the second observation, Rory McIlroy's had a club out for the past couple of minutes, and it's the longest time that he's done this. He's taken practice swings and a little bit out of the routine of the day.
Well, the only thing that matters is when he got into his routine just like 5 seconds ago. If he's just seeing the same pictures, same thoughts, not terrible. I mean, it's such a long. What club are they hitting there, Ned?
6-5.
Yeah.
Let's see what Jordan comes up with, because that wind is pumping now up top.
Yeah, I don't think that you can. You got to land it a step or 2 on the front in between the bunkers to get it to stay on, I would imagine.
Definitely off the left.
Huh?
Off the left.
Oh, yeah. I just feel like that one, that one's got to split the bunkers. Because the other one's going to be dead.
Well, but the other one lands into the upslope. Yeah, so if it's right of it.
Yeah. So I want you to hit the bunker.
I think it's.
This is 7 for McIlroy, or for Spieth, rather.
Yeah, big 7-iron.
good shot. And it hit soft. He was talking about landing it in that upslope right there. It's kind of what you need to do. That pin is, Ned, you're out there. That pin is not real accessible from 220.
No, it looks like it's not even on the green, to be honest with you. The long of this green is not bad. It's kind of back off the upslope, but the thing is it's only about 10 yards long, and then there's out of bounds.
Right. And the left bunker is sloping away from you to where that hole location is. So kind of front middle is where you at least want to have your base.
Tiger's turn.
Tiger.
Oh, that hit awful soft. Good thing.
Our featured group, Tiger Woods, Jordan Spieth, and the leader of the PGA Championship, Rory McIlroy. Spieth Woods tied at 2 over, T38. McIlroy been a birdie barrage from Rory McIlroy. George Savarickas with Scott Verplank on the 12th. This is when Rory got the party started. McIlroy slides back to 5 under, 3 holes to go. The lead 2.
Going to break right, straighten out to the left again. That was from the head of my last putt. His angle's changed. I'm not exactly sure what that means as far as play goes.
Ned, is there anything in this putt right here?
Nothing that would require this much conversation. I guess, you know, when you do have some doubt on the greens, it's nice to have just confirmation. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? And again, there's really not a whole lot in this.
Yeah, no, you have to make a decision and be committed. That's hard to do a lot of days.
Another par miss for Jordan Spieth. Just looks completely out of sorts with the putter.
Yeah, Ned, like you and I just, that much chatter and there's too many things going on in his head.
Well, we've all been there, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It sounded like an indictment on him because everybody. That's why golf's so flipping hard. But yeah, there's just too much chatter, too much stuff going on to be clean. Kind of interesting. That's what Rory's been so great at today. Is there looks like nothing's going on other than pick the club, hit the shot.
Tiger with the par, still at 2 over, T36. Rory, like I said, leading by 2. Jordan Spieth now at 3 over and a tie for 47th. We are waiting on the 7th, and massive changes on the 7th to what we saw in years past. Scott, they've added 105 yards on this hole.
Yeah, they moved the green back about 60 yards, I would say, and brought the creek in closer on the right, and then they also moved the tee back to where they're playing an actual tee box that is not more than 2 or 3 steps off the back fringe of the 6th green. So, I mean, this hole being 484, it was a pretty hard hole when it was about 410. You know, with the fairway, you hit into a side slope fairway, water on the right, trees on the left. They've brought it to modern golf. Guys are having to hit driver here now, and the fairway is a little bit wider, so it's playable, but it's changed this hole a lot.
Case in point with Tiger Woods.
That's going to catch the right rough.
Yeah, maybe beyond the right rough. Yeah, he's going to need some sort of decent line. He's going to have a couple of trees in his way.
How about this, Scott? During a practice round on Tuesday, McIlroy actually hit it into the tributary here, the little creek, all the way through the fairway.
This is his first 3-wood of the day, isn't it? Except for number 10. He remembers that, Ned. That's why he's going with 3-wood.
Let's see Rory's response after his first bogey.
This is a snap hook to the left.
What's that?
Clipped a tree and fell almost straight down. He's going to have a long way in, but he might have a shot.
He might be over there next to one of the, like, spectator buildings or something over there. We might be getting some sort of relief away from that. Couldn't tell for sure.
Looks like it. Yeah, he just hit it.
Right, I'm finished on that.
Yes.
Right to left wind. Jordan could stand to have a nice drive here.
Headed down the right center, taking the breeze. That will be ideal.
Yeah, I think that's what the other two had in mind.
Spieth's been pretty solid off the tee. It's been the putter that's been letting him down. So we've seen a few errant tee shots out of this group this week. Got to be curious, Scott. You know the history of yelling 4.
I am en route to go check on Tiger's. I just took a look at Rory's. What a break. He has about 165 to cover the bunker. Clean shot and a downtrodden lie where the gallery has been standing, so he'll be able to be aggressive if he so chooses. Huge break for McIlroy.
Well, that's what he was hoping for. And, you know, it is kind of beaten down over there and the grass hitting his stick, so we'll have to move the gallery out of the way and let him keep playing.
Takes a little extra time when you get the Tiger-sized galleries that are following this group to get up. Hey, got to back up a little bit. Come on, back it up.
Yeah,
Clear a path.
You're right, George, and nobody wants to give up their spot.
You're fighting for turf.
Yeah, there's a difference between the Tiger gallery and most of the other ones.
Right side, just so I can see the green.
Ned, is that tree, are you over there, or have you seen it?
I
now?
am over here, and that tree is directly in the way.
Can he get over it?
I think he can get over it, but not all the way
Not
to the green.
the green, yeah.
He could, in a past life, hit that big slice,
Yeah, but
get it onto the green.
out
I
of
just
the
don't know
rough.
that he has that shot.
Well, out of the rough, too, it's going to be harder to make it curves.
Yeah.
Since you're not going to be able to spin, and there's really no place to run it up on this hole. It's a very, very small area between the bunker and the water.
And left here is not a good miss with this whole location.
No, unfortunately, I've been on the right side of this hole before and tried some of those shots that we're talking about, and I didn't really have much luck. But he is Tiger Woods, so see what happens.
Are you going left? Thinking through it. Okay. You need to back up here, guys. All the way up. Respect.
So while Tiger thinks through his second, we're going to go from one side of the 7th hole to the other with Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, he seems to have a clear shot. It's really, really going to depend on what kind of contact he can make here, George. If he feels confident that he can hit it clean enough to have normal spin, then he's great. But if he thinks there's any jump or anything in it, then it kind of changes the whole program for what he's looking for.
We were hitting here, but I think you're fine with that. You know what I mean? Got it.
game of chicken. Who's going to go first?
I think it's Tiger's shot.
Yeah, Rory seems to now be full on weight mode.
It is kind of hard. Oh, drive off 2.
Take your time. Yeah.
It is kind of hard to see. All the people, Tiger's galleries are huge. You can't really see back and forth at each other, so they're just assuming.
Talking about right into his kitchen.
Yeah.
Drive was just a couple yards away from. You see that ball right behind where Tiger's standing now.
Is he going up and over, Ned?
He's going low. Tiger left, that's cutting. And we'll find the front left bunker.
That's not bad. That's really about as good as you can do from there. There's just nothing to see.
Now Rory digging in. Big gust of wind as he settles over it. Wants to carry this about 165 yards. This out to the right and riding the wind back to the cup.
Good shot.
McIlroy onto the green.
Yeah, so his lie was clean enough to go ahead and hit a, what would be considered a standard shot. So, well done.
Now here's Jordan Spieth, just 139 left into the 7th.
This would be a good time for him to make a birdie. He's got a good number. Solid shot.
We'll have a good look on the 7th green. Not often you see Tiger Woods flinch, but this moments ago, the tee shot, he's corner of his eye, got the quick little stutter step.
He identified it pretty quick though, because he was already moving back in when the ball hadn't got to him yet. So that's, hey,
good peripheral vision.
There you go. He's an athlete. Yeah, there's these holes are, there's congestion spots. Not really that's one of them, but
yeah, it's not a traditional one.
No, that's not a traditional congestion spot.
Second and the 7th.
You got to keep your head up.
Keep your head on a swivel.
There you go.
About to find out what type of lie Tiger was able to draw in the greenside bunker here.
Hopefully it rolled up into the upper part where you can be a little on the upslope.
Well, it's clean, but it's not on the upslope, and it's going to be below his feet by 4 or 5 inches.
Yeah, and that green slopes away from you right there.
And every bunker shot that he's hit today has come off a little faster than seemingly he expected.
Back into the wind a little bit, maybe?
You can see the flag. It's twisted in on itself, so the wind's kind of bouncing everywhere. But if anything, it's not going to affect the shot.
Yeah. Not much better. Yeah, he did it there. He used the trajectory because the spin wasn't really available, and he just got it out and let the green take it down there.
Good chance for Woods to save par on the 7th.
Well, that'd be a good save from where he was off the tee, because he really did hit a pretty nice second shot there to get into that bunker. There's really not a lot you can see or do from there.
Well, I know he had only been 1 for 4 in sand saves to this point.
Well, he kind of went I think he went without knowing he couldn't spin it. So he went with a little more kind of the chunk and run type deal.
When he won here, Scott, he was only 50% out of the bunkers. And these bunkers are difficult, as you said.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I don't think he hit it in very many of them, though.
He was 5 of 10.
Well, yeah. Well, he should have won by more then. It's good effort there. Perfect day.
That was a fortuitous par. That tee shot could have gone a lot of bad places.
Yes, it could have, but it didn't. You never know.
McIlroy needing a birdie finish for a round of 63, 5 under through 16.
Jordan needs this for a little spark. Anything to get going his way with the putter.
Well, this is a golden opportunity to do that. I mean, it's right up the hill, working a little bit from right to left. For a right-handed putter, this is exactly what you would dial up if you needed to make one.
And how tangible do you think momentum is round to round? Like if he gets this to drop and goes 1 under the last 3, is there any carryover or is that overrated?
Yeah, it'll make his attitude. Well, it'll, you know, show to himself that, you know, it's not over. You're still going.
Speed for birdie.
Listen, anything at this point, you're grasping at anything to turn it around to go positive. So if he'll finish strong, then he'll feel a lot better about tomorrow.
Second birdie on the day, 2 over through 16.
This is a big putt too. He seems to be. Does he appear to be struggling a little bit more with his right leg, Ned?
Yeah, you know, it all goes back to that shot that he hit the second at 18.
Right.
He tweaked something, and then on the second shot here, you know, he had to spin so hard on it to hit that low cut. That certainly had put a lot of torque on that lower right leg.
Yeah, and then he actually had a little bit of an awkward side hill in the bunker, which is not as easy either.
Sand save on the 7th for Woods.
Solid.
He remains at 2 over with 2 to go. At the top of the leaderboard, Rory McIlroy's at 5 under. Tom Hoagie now 4 under, 1 back. Matt Kuchar and Will Zalatoris in a tie for third at 3 under. Xander Schauffele in the house, 2 under 68. So the easy breezy par 3/8, just 249 yards.
That's it. And it is into the wind as well. So just for good measure, it's back in right to left, I believe.
2 birdies today.
1 chip in and one
chip in and one putt.
Yeah, 1 20-footer or something.
How many players have hit the green?
Well, the average proximity is 47 feet away, so lots of balls in the left bunker.
Second hardest hole on the course, 3.4 scoring average.
3.44, yes. 28 pars, 24 bogeys, and 1 other. So this would be labeled not a birdie hole.
You kind of feel like it'd be one that Hogan might just lay it up short and right, 10 yards short of the green, and then work from there.
Well, I wouldn't totally disagree, except that the guys are, it's so difficult chipping around here because of the grainy lies that you don't, you just got to hit a golf shot here. Isn't that what a good hole is? You got to stand up and hit a shot.
I just wonder though, this green complex, is it meant to hold 250 plus yard shot?
Well, no, but we're guys supposed to be hitting irons from 250 or a rescue, so it's kind of, that's where we're at. I'm on your side, Ned, but This is a bear of a par 3.
And the only way you get it close, right, is to land it on the front right
And use the green to help you.
and use that wind. That's right.
Yeah, the whole right side of the green slopes towards the middle, so.
He's got to hammer this.
Been a while since Jordan Spieth had the honor out of his threesome.
And this out to the right.
Come on.
And actually almost fading. That was a weird ball flight. You expected it to take the breeze, and it never did.
Yeah, well, that's a good shot. There hadn't been many on the green.
Tiger. Go, Tiger.
The galleries on both sides, and then the big grandstands behind this 8th green.
It's got a big advantage to be able to hit iron when it's windy like this on a hole of this length versus a hybrid or some type of fairway wood.
Oh, I agree. You ought to be able to keep this down. This is almost kind of a stinger. Really struggling there with staying upright almost.
Tiger losing his footing on the follow through there.
Four iron for McIlroy.
Roy, the leader, at 5 under.
This is headed a little left.
Green. Tiger clearly in pain, and you can see why with this replay. What'd you notice with that swing?
Well, I'm really not sure. It looked like it was when the step back is when he kind of put the strain on his leg. It kind of was the swings that he's been but he's hit today with that 2 iron or 3 iron, kind of trying to cover it and then blocking it. I don't know.
While our feature group makes their way up to the 8th, we're going to take a short break here on ESPN Plus. We'll be back in just a minute. Group 4, Hideki Matsuyama, Xander Schauffele, who had already opened with a 68, Tony Finau, Group 4, currently in the house. Second now for Tiger Woods to the par 3 8th.
Off the downslope so he can just get it out. It should run to the hole.
Yeah, he's got enough green to work with. Boy, that one really came out. That had to be a little bit of a thin.
That was surprising. I thought he was surely going to go for the chunk and run. He was on the downslope, and the ball was actually sitting down a little bit.
I think he was trying to. I think that was actually that had to be a groove low on the face to come out that hot and fly it that far, because there's no way to fly it that far and stop it.
Now McIlroy's lie is clean. The ball is below his feet, back into the breeze. But if he can get this in 6 or 8 feet, that will be some kind of impressive.
Yeah, because everything is kind of repelled.
Marvelous.
Yeah, very well done there.
Nice effort from McIlroy.
And Tiger's probably out.
Oh, between him and Jordan Spieth. For Rory McIlroy in his career, his first round scoring average about a shot higher than what we see the rest of the week out of him. Today's 5 under through 16. Pretty good look at par here on the 17th. So likely around somewhere between 64 to 66.
It looked like it was Jordan to go, but Tiger's ready. So he will putt back up the hill here, and this, again, will kick off that bunker that Rory just played from as it creeps up the slope.
Yeah, back up the hill, kind of against the wind. Wrapped it. Just out of kick-in range.
He was, before he hit that bunker shot, Scott, was adjusting the sleeve that he has around that lower right leg, and you could just tell it very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I have no doubt that it's very uncomfortable. I mean, it's amazing that he's here. So, big swinger right to left here.
If you hit it with the right pace, it is.
Down the hill and then flattening.
Spieth will go ahead and finish out his par on the 8th.
Yep, solid par. I mean, that hole is gonna right along with 18 is gonna be right up there as the hardest ones they got today.
Scoring average right now a little more than 72 1/4. Jordan's 2 over with 1 hole to go.
This one's a little tricky. It's up the hill and it wants to work from his toes back to his heels, but if you hit it too firm, it'll race right through that.
Yeah, it shouldn't break a ton, but man, Kerry Haig is really good at finding awkward spots.
And a big gust of breeze now.
And he did exactly.
I think the breeze may have held that out a little bit.
Exactly what you said.
Second bogey the last 3 holes for McIlroy.
And George, I'm going to go back to the tee on the 6th. Remember, I said he looked like he had gotten out of his routine. He'd stood there with the club in his hand for a while, just as if he was thinking about what was happening. And since then, the bogey on 6, a bad swing off of 7, and a bogey here at 8.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. That's hard part of tournament golf. You know, you got a lot of time in between shots, and you can't really let your mind wander.
Roy now tied for the lead at 4 under with Tom Hoge. Bogey putt for Woods. Woods drops back to 3 over par. Our featured group on their way to the last hole of the day, the par 4 9th. Ninth hole, just 390 yards, but playing over par today.
Well, it's back into the wind, uphill, and the green is very difficult to navigate. Very sloped. So, Jordan looks like he's going with a cut driver.
Yep. He has the big dog out.
Yeah, there's two ways. I mean, there's you either lay up to the bunkers or you just just try to blow it past them and keep it in the fairway. So it's kind of two ways to approach the tee shot.
This drifting down the left side of the fairway should be nice, and it is.
Another low bullet from Spieth.
Ideal. And Tiger looks like he's sticking to his game plan, which doesn't surprise me.
Glass half full for Spieth. He had 10 out of 14 fairways today.
Yeah, it was a good call on. I thought he would putt better around here than he has so far today, but that's driving the ball pretty good.
You can't count him out, right? If he hits that many fairways, you get the feeling that at some point you'll have a round where everything goes in.
You would think.
Another stinger for Tiger.
This headed right.
Yeah, that's the shot he's hit like the last 2 or 3 times.
Hits the tree and scampers right back in the center of the fairway.
You're just guessing, George, but I would say that would be the effect of his right leg either not holding. He's not been able to push off it every single time, and that would, kind of hanging back. You're going to block him over there.
Co-leader McIlroy with driver.
Started down the right side and then started turning.
Well, he got a pretty good lie.
Thoughts on what we've seen out of Tiger Woods today? Had that fast start, 2 under through 5.
He's hung in there is what he's done, because it's obvious that he's having a little struggle with his right leg, and it may, like Ned said, started on 18 there, because like on 18 he just powered a drive right down there to the end, but hadn't been the same since he had that awkward stance and hit it there.
It's similar to the weekend at Augusta.
Yeah, and that. Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak for him, but yes, it's different. The first 6, 7, 8 holes, he looked at a different level than he does now.
You wonder going forward how much that will be the new normal for Tiger. How hard it will be to swing for 18 holes with freedom versus having stretches where you see glimpses of what he's capable of before either fatigue or soreness or the pain threshold starts to be maxed with what he has to deal with day to day in that leg.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest part of the equation on how he's going to be able to play, is how that's going to hold up. I mean, I've been through a ton of injuries myself, and they're all different, and they're all different animals, and they never get well as fast as you want them to, and it's something that you have to deal with. And it looks to me like he's hitting these stingers to the right. I've never seen him do that before. He's been automatic when he hits that stinging 2-iron.
One of the hard things about injuries, as you know, I've had both my hips operated on, and you don't know what's going to show up day to day. So you actually need different golf swings to be able to accommodate for how you're feeling. With back and hips, and for Tiger's leg, every day presents a different golf swing.
I think that's a great point. I mean, you kind of play with what you got, and obviously what he's used to, he doesn't have what he's used to having. Doesn't mean he can't get it back, but he's obviously showing a lot of guts to even be playing, because it's fairly obvious that he's somewhat handicapped by that right leg.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and I can't.
We saw it yesterday. You're seeing it today.
Yeah.
We saw it at the Masters.
Yeah, I can't see any other reason after that he's hitting his go-to shot, and he's hit 3 or 4 really bad ones today. I can't remember him hitting 3 or 4 bad ones in his career. So
Yeah, I would say
All part of the process, though. I'm sure he only feels like the only way he's going to get any better is to be out here playing in these events.
And we love having him, don't we?
Absolutely.
Well, it hit the tree, kicked back in the fairway. That was the good news. Bad news is he's 190 out, 10 yards uphill, and at least a club and a half for the breeze.
Well, see if he can make a decent swing here, what he's capable of, and get it on the green and get out of here.
Tiger once again favoring that right leg, and that is well deep.
That is not a good spot right there either. Boy, if Jordan can hit one in here tight and make birdie, it would probably change his whole approach for tomorrow. I mean, it's gotten a little better since he did make a birdie, but
just one shot, and that's that big a change?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a big difference between 1 and 2 over par in a major championship. You know, one shot can change everything, right? So he's got to, as Ned said, and you said, he's got to feel better. He's driving it pretty good. He's just got to figure out what he's doing with putting.
100 yards on the ground. Give it another 7 for the uphill. Give it another 7 for the breeze. About a 115 effort.
Yeah, so if he can get it on the right level. Oh, boy. They both got fooled there, Ned. Both over the green.
Well, I was saying the lower on the number because I've done nothing but hit it right over the freaking.
Now McIlroy just inside of the 100. Nice line in the rough, but it could come out hot.
If he's planning on landing it on the front, that might be good. Nice shot. It's been, you know, even though he's made a couple of bogeys, been pretty impressive.
So Rory's lowest career opening rounds in majors. You remember the 2010 Open at St. Andrews. Open was 63, then in the wind, a second round 80. 2011 U.S. Open, that 65 went on to win, and the 2011 Masters Open was 65, had that lead into Sunday before 80 on the final round.
Right.
Today, I mean, a huge step forward for Rory McIlroy. When we had mentioned earlier in the broadcast, hasn't been the leader or co-leader in any round in a major since he last won in 2014.
That is a huge step forward. I mean, he's aware of that, but he's not, surely he's not, whatever he's done, he's not focused on that. He's done a great job of just going with what I'm going to do today, his game plan and his routine. He hadn't changed it, except for maybe like when Ned said when they had another weight. It's little stuff like that is what makes a difference, but he's done a brilliant job today. This one right here, Ned, I mean, it's so steep from back there, isn't it?
Yeah, this is, gosh, you go from thinking, okay, coming off birdies for Jordan, hanging in there, and then maybe making one here, and as you said, finishing at 1 over. And then for Tiger, I don't even know how you play this shot.
Yeah, he's going sideways and hoping to trickle it on the back edge.
You got to land it short of the green, I think,
Oh,
probably.
absolutely. Yeah, no,
2 bounces?
Probably 2. I would say yes.
It's just so hard. You're trying to get it in the air, so you want to come across the ball, and he just swiped it.
That's just that's you know, not on number 18 and on 9 here. The only place you can't hit it on both of those holes is over the green.
This could be a disastrous finish for Tiger.
Yeah, it's just you just get punished if you hit it over the green on either one of these holes.
Why not just crash one into the flag stick here?
I'd like to see it.
This now is 4th.
Hold your line and get there. That's pretty good.
Looking like a bogey on the last and around a 74.
Yeah, I think it's just unfortunate that he seemed to tweak something in his leg, because I think he came out ready to play.
Scott, what do you think here for Jordan? The practice strokes indicate he's not going to land it on the green.
I don't think you can. I mean, if it jumps at all, if it jumps and you try to land it on the green, it's going off the front. Yeah, he's just bumping it in there, trying to make solid contact, and I'd say that's not bad. I mean, you assess the lie. How solid can you hit it, and what are you going to get out of it? So I think he basically took some of the guesswork out of it by just making sure he got face on the ball and just bumped it forward out of the heavy stuff.
Jordan with that left for around a 72.
And this is, for McIlroy, one of those putts that you would love to make, but at the same time, you've had a nice round, you've played beautifully, and you don't want to make bogey at the last. So this, I imagine, when it gets to the cup, is barely going to have any speed.
I would agree with that. Just a little right to left breaker. This break more than a cup, you think?
Maybe with the speed I'm anticipating.
McIlroy for birdie. What a finish this would be.
That was...
Rory gets one back on the last. 5 under 65.
7 birdies today. That was one of the better rounds of golf. It might be the best round of golf we see this week, but that was very, very impressive.
Second lowest opening round in a major in Rory's career.
Well,
it's what golf fans were hoping to see out of the 4-time major champion.
no, I think everybody's been waiting to see that, because all you got to do is go watch him hit balls or anything, and you're like, wow. And today he put on a show.
Ned, this has been the danger zone for Jordan Spieth all day.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous for him right now. There's just not much in it. It's just a keep your rhythm up kind of stroke.
Yeah, he needs to see a clean picture here and just knock it in the middle and get out of here.
Golf got smiling. Smiling with Spieth on that one.
Sure, and he didn't knock it in the middle, but it did go in. So he's gonna go back to the drawing board a little bit here between now and tomorrow's round.
2 over 72 for Jordan Spieth. 33 putts.
Yeah, that's just not his game.
Other end of the spectrum, Tiger, this for bogey. This round of 4 over 74 with just 26 putts, if he can make this.
Yeah, well, this is a bit, I mean, they're all big putts, but I think in his mind this is a big putt too. He knows what the scores are like and what they're going to be like. And I know he wants to play all 4 rounds.
Bogey finish his last 2 holes. Yes. Just mentioned Tiger's second lowest career opening major round. 2011 U.S. Open. He had opened with a 65, went on to win that week by 8.
Really had no place else to go but in, did it? That was a great finish. Very impressive.
Rory had his A game, not just with the driver, but with the putter today. You think Rory's leading at the end of the day?
Yes, I would think so. And we look at that. Will Zalatoris shot 4.